Here we are on a Saturday. Only once a month do the small cruise boats go through that I'll be on, with apparently almost 80 or 90% Americans and Canadians. And we're in the marina, which has all the look of an American marina.
And starting this fall, I'm told that from Europe there'll be 6 charters a week coming to Panama City.
Well, that tells the story right there.
You know, it's like it's just exploding. And
Nyt vasta lähtemään, kun saadaan kanavapilotti kyllä. Isot rahtialukset maksaa tällaiset 80 000 - 100 000 $.
Just left the marina.
Kaikkein suurin maksettu summa, sen on hiljattain maksanut sellainen alus kuin Norwegian Pearl, loistoristeilijä, joka on maksanut 303 000 $ sulutuksesta kanavan läpi menemisestä. Yleensä noin loistoristeilijät tai risteilijät yleensäkin matkustajalaivat maksaa eniten kulutuksesta. Kaikkein vähiten on maksanut kanavan läpi kulkemisesta Richard Halliburton, joka on yksityishenkilö, joka on uinut Panaman kanavan läpi. Hän on maksanut
It's a risk. It's a calculated risk.
This is Flamenco Island. Up on top is the first point of contact for a ship that's approaching from the Pacific side to go through the canal.
Cruise ships. If you go on the website of a cruise line, they have their cruises advertised years ahead of time. They all book ahead of time to guarantee their passengers date and a time of arrival at.
I think up there are albatrosses and there are
Tienen que esperar antes de poder proceder a la esclusa. Se indican entonces las coordenadas donde posicionar la nave, arrojar
earlier this morning I saw the equivalent of the
canal de Panamá. Típicamente el día de hoy. Why would a ship not arrive here on time? The color blue. Those of you with blue wrist tags on are welcome to step down to the first deck.
On vuoden joka ikisen päivän auki ja se on 24 tuntia vuorokaudessa auki toi kanava. Eli liikennettä kanavalla on ympäri vuorokauden. Ainoastaan sellaiset isoimmat eli Panamax-laivat saa mennä kanavasta läpi ainoastaan valossa aikaa. Mutta pienemmät alukset ei voi mennä kanavan läpi pimeisenkin aikaa. Et siellä on valoja liikennevaloja kyllä sit ja muitakin valoja sit kanavan.
This solid walled giant ship is a car hauler. Holds approximately 3,000 cars depending upon their size. The ships will wait out here until a pilot, which I think is in that small boat, is dropped off to the ship and takes control of it, and that signals its beginning of the process of transit. It's interesting that some of the fishing ships have a big boat on the back, others, like the one beyond it, has a big boat and a helicopter.
Vuodelta 80 tuntia, jolla kanavassa päivässä menee semmoinen 30-40. Työllistää semmoinen muuten, sanoinko me jo kuinka paljon toi työllistää? 9 000 henkeä. Ja sen lisäksi kanavan laajennustyö työllistää 7 000 henkeä.
We're going to call the next caller purple. Those of you with purple wrist tags on, 5 feet up to the level of this lake. This lake in the middle of the isthmus is an artificial lake created precisely to allow the passage of vessels across the Panama. It's Gatun Lake. The map is going back to the
This is our pilot launch.
Middle deck forward, of course, if you want to step by later on and check it out, be there.
We saw those guys yesterday, remember? We didn't know what they were. With all the...
Siguiente color es llamado para el desayuno, es el color amarillo. Los que tengan el color amarillo pueden bajar al primer piso para el desayuno ahora. Next color we call for breakfast at this time is yellow. Those of you with yellow wrist tags on are welcome to step down to the first deck.
It's not good time.
close-up view of the Panama.
Check out the hill that we have on all that go crisscrossing the hill from one side to the other. We're going to be talking about this for you guys on the full transit later on about the importance of this hill in the history of the Panama Canal. Pueden observar Quarry Heights en el área y hay una serie de túneles y refugios antibombas dentro de esta montaña, este cerro.
Toinen laiva-apasanoitsija on karipallokentän kokoinen, toinen on kentän kokoinen, toinen kuinka liehuu tuolla tai ikuisesti kuulemma liehua tuolla Kodikukkulalla. Me ensimmäistä kertaa laitettiin sinne liehumaan vuonna 1977 merkkinä.
I believe this facility is for the post-Panama boats, the ones that are too large to go through the canal right now. And what they do is unload all of those containers, pile them on the train that I was on yesterday, take them over the other side and load them on another boat.
On valmis. Tarkoittaa, että kanavan laajennustyössä tullaan rakentamaan Karibialle yhdet isommat sulut ja Tyynelmeren yhdet isommat sulut, eli isommat sulut nykyisten sulkujen rinnalle. Ja ne isommat sulut tulee olemaan melkein tuplat siitä koosta, mitä sulut tällä hetkellä. Tarkoittaa, että siitä mahtuu valtamerten isoimmaksi rahtilaivat kulkemaan läpi, jotka on niin isoja, että niihin mahtuu isompaa rahtilaivaa, mikä valtamerillä tällä hetkellä seilaa Hyundain laiva. Niin 12 500 konttia, jos ajatellaan toiveita.
Here we're just lining up with two other boats. There'll be three of us in the lock at the same time.
Set of locks.
Okay, the new set of locks will be just to the left of that hill dead ahead of us.
Se ve una entrada de agua en el lugar donde Estados Unidos había iniciado la excavación para el tercer.
If I telephoto down, I think we can see a crane that's working in that area.
Oh, you walk past it. You don't have to worry, you will see it.
I see it off
Yeah, they're
ahead.
working.
There's an irony to standing on the front of this ship, realizing that the last ship I was on sunk. It's an irony standing on the front of this ship, realizing that the last big ship I was on sunk and is now down beneath the bottom of the ocean. There you can see a crane working on the new part of the canal.
Okay, ja wunderbar. Also hier ist nochmal der Klaus, den machen wir mal für die Deutschen rein. Hier, ich habe es schon gerade gehört, und zum Pinnein aufgekommen und jetzt schauen wir es mal auf Deutsch machen. Ja, die ersten Schleusen, die wir jetzt reinkommen, sind die Florschleuse. Und das sind die ersten pazifischen Schleusen. Und da werden jetzt das Boot 2x9 Meter gehobelt. 2x9 Meter, insgesamt ist es nicht Wasser ist. Wasser einmal in der Mitte, hier auf der Pazifikseite noch Kanal mit dem Schiff Pacific Queen geschippelt. Ich war hier, bin durchgefahren. Also wer daran interessiert ist, eine Bestätigung, Foto und Schreiben mitzunehmen, der kann das vorne machen. Kostet $10 und ja, vielleicht ganz nettes Souvenir und Andenken.
Mitä täällä kovasti mainostetaan, niin on tällaisia Panaman kanavan kuvia. Et nyt jos haluatte todistusaineiston siitä, että ollaan tullut, eli Viraploren sulut on noin sulut edes näkyy. Ja ne on kasvavaiheessa sulut, eli mennään 2 kertaa kampioon, jos sitten vierailusti sitten on joku tekstiläistä käymään. Siellä on näköala ravintola.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at those little train cars and the angle they're going to be going up.
I wonder what this huge structures for. It looks like it's a bridge component. It also looks like it can be raised.
Vuorollisten vaihtelujen kanssa ylimenekuolema huomattavasti isompaa kuin karkeapuolella. Ylimenekuolella voi painella semmoinen 6 metrin kerrallaan. Kuitenkin välehdys vaihtelee eli 4 kertaa.
Here you can see the water bubbling up from the other lock as it fills this one.
Ellas alan o sueltan el cable de uno u otro lado para mantener el avión en el medio de la cámara evitando que golpee las paredes.
Notice how these doors are recessed back, and yet they've been scraped a couple of times in spite of the mules and the design. Looks like a double door system. I'm just... Unlike the other boats, we're just tethered the front and the back, and we're not tethered on the other side, nor are we attached to one of the mules, so we still bang into the side, whereas other ships aren't given that luxury.
That are limited in what they can feel is satisfaction.
Yeah. Once you've filled up the glass, you ain't going to flood it. I mean, by that I mean you aren't going to put more in.
Right. And the rest of us.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what's the surprise?
Yeah. Right.
It's like saying to Bill Gates, we're not going to let you be a private company and compete. Oh, really? I mean, something that...
The locomotives that assist the vessels in the locks of the Panama Canal is not convenient. They tried a pilot program a few years back, putting two-way radios on the locomotives, gave the locomotive operators the ability to second-guess the orders given by the pilots. So a pilot will ask the locomotive operator to slack the cable, and the locomotive operator will come back with, "You're doing fine."
We have a Finnish tour group on, so if you hear something other than Spanish or English, that's it. These things rent for $3,000 an hour, I think he said.
Pasajeros, el Tuira, que está haciendo el primer tránsito al sur el día de hoy en la esclusa de Pedro Miguel.
They'll be calling us for lunch before long.
And the smoke is coming from that
Geber diese kleinen privaten Segelboote und Powerboote, die durch den Kanal gehen. Ja, das ist auch übrigens in dem Sinne, wer nicht mitkriegen möchte und mit tätig sein möchte, weil man kann nicht auch auf diesen Booten
It's necessary for them to rework this hill.
Por una compañía alemana de nombre Fingerberger a un costo de $90 millones.
Going through the Galliard cut, and this apparently needs constant maintenance to keep the rock from filling in the canal.
El Cerro de Oro debido a un rumor que circuló en aquella época. Se dice que para incentivar la venta de acciones en la compañía, de la noche a la mañana surgió el rumor de que habían encontrado oro en ese cerro. Keep the work going. Third time they issued stocks, they were not selling quite well, and out of the blue came a rumor from Panama that they had found gold inside this hill. Logic dictated that it could caer a áreas más profundas del lago. Se está profundizando en ciertas áreas o terminando de disponer del material que fue dinamitado previamente. If you look ahead of us or behind us on the hillsides also, you will note that there are white boards with black vertical lines on them or crosses on them. The Chagres River. At the other side of the bridge is the Chagres River. This is where the river and the lake meet. This is the river that was dammed to create the lake we're on.
Jos vaikka tarvii käydä vessassa vielä, niin käykää nyt, koska tästä on sitten sellainen.
I wonder who invented that bulb nose submerged bow design.
El buque con dirección sur, tamaño Panama, está aquí ya listo para entrar al corte, esperando que salga el último norte.
And that ship will be lined up with those navigational aids down at the end here. When all of the vertical lines line up in a straight line, that means he's directly on target. The southbound lane. This is one of the 3 cranes that we took from Germany at the end of the war. One went to Russia, one went to Britain. Both of those sunk by accident after some use, and this one went to Long Beach, and then when the Long Beach facility that was using it closed down, it was shipped down here, given to the Panama government for a price of $1. It took $3 million or more to move it down here, but since then it's been a pivotal piece of machinery for the operation and maintenance on the canal.
You know, did somebody go in there and help himself?
Ja, die Überfahrt ist fast jetzt geschafft. Das waren jetzt 43 Kilometer, die wir jetzt zurückgelegt haben. Vom Leberer Cut bis zu den Schleusenbereich, wie ich jetzt schon gesehen habe, die Canal-Schleusen auf der Atlantikseite. Die sind jetzt direkt hintereinander geschaltet, 3 Schleusenkammern und wieder geht es 8, 9 Meter herunter, bis wir dann wieder die Meereshöhe erreicht haben.
Of this big black ship.
We have to maneuver ourselves between the wall and the ship on the way to the chamber. Behind it, and the water from this chamber is going to be transferred onto the next step. We're going to be dropping, that level is going to be going up. When they are equal, we'll move up to the next step here at Gatun Locks. Same 3-step.
They're closing the gates on that one.
Yeah.
Now you can clearly see what I was telling you about. 24 inches of clearance between the wall and the here. Electricity was a very new thing. The company that got the contract las locomotoras que asisten a las naves aquí en las esclusas del canal de Panamá siempre han sido eléctricas. Desde que inició operaciones el canal de Panamá, todo eléctrico. La compañía es Mitsubishi de Japón. And those of you who were asking me earlier if we were going to get more pictures for that transit certificate. Now, all of the lock gates in operation in the Panama Canal are the original gates before. Since they didn't really have any proven solid background information on how long the new material would be, the best proportions of the mixture to make it last longer, they decided to go with making them really thick. The walls of the locks in the Panama Canal are 65 feet thick and into the water. Las locomotoras eléctricas corren sobre sus rieles normales y adicional tienen un riel de tracción en el medio. Es un riel, cada locomotora. I don't know you guys.
By way of note, this boat ahead of us has about 2 inches of clearance on either side. And so therefore he has to displace all the water that boat is displacing, has to push back along the side of the boat through only 2 inches of space on either side, which means he's got his engine cranked up full bore, but it can only move very, very slowly.
La historia del canal de Panamá data, de hecho, del boleto en clase económica. Recuerden que hablamos de 1855. Mucha gente no tenía tanto dinero y para ellos había una opción más económica todavía. La compañía del tren, por $5, les permitía a los pasajeros caminar sobre las vías.
Double set of gates in both openings.
Yes, yes.
Probably would have been a nice shot.
I think so. What is this?
This thing just put it just a foot.
So we have lots of shots up to
El color es el llamado para el refrigerio, es el color amarillo. Los que tengan sentido color amarillo pueden bajar en este momento. Primer piso para su refrigerio. Next color we call for snacks is yellow. Those are yellow.
Starting from where the French were starting.
Path between the seas.
A path between the seas.
On behalf of Panama, the 3D original one. This one had no expiration date. It was in perpetuity. There was no expiration to Panamanian control by the year 1999. That's another story.